and gents, welcome back. It's been a little bit of a hiatus here because, well, you know, we've just been living our lives, traveling and whatnot. And
yeah, it is kind of crazy. It's been a lot of stuff, but it's good because like we've been trying to get other guests to come on, some kind of, you know, more high profile people. So I think that's kind of also part of it. I wanted to come back in strong, and I figured the time off was good to do a little bit of groundwork, but also we had our buddy Harvey here.
Yeah, it's been a decent amount of like chasing people around unsuccessfully, but sort of successfully. But well, I guess you'll see. Yeah, we had our buddy Harvey on. He's British, and that's it. That's the intro.
That's
so we'll see.
Much it.
So yeah, he is actually English though. That was half a joke. But yeah, he moved here when he was really young, so we kind of get a little bit into his early upbringings, you know, etc. And he's also an actor, much like Randall. And so we dive into, honestly, like a bunch of stuff just about being an actor in general, what kind of roles he's looking for in the future, like what the processes look like, and then also just movies and TV shows. And we break down a few, well, I should say big spoilers for Smile, the horror film, which is good. You should definitely go see it.
Yes.
But we definitely spoil the heck out of that. And then kind of our like, we all kind of give our own like little breakdown analysis of like certain critiques that, you know, Randy brought up a couple critiques he's heard on the internet, and we kind of discussed like, all right, how do we feel about certain critiques of movies? Like, you know, like, oh, too predictable, you know, like, is that a valid critique? You know, that kind of thing. So we had a good discussion in there, and yeah, we're definitely going to have him back on the pod. So enjoy. We're live. We're going.
Do I look like an absolute wanker?
You always look like a wanker.
I always look like a wanker. Should I put all my hair behind my mic? Yeah.
You should put all your hair in
behind
a
my like
can
of
beans.
Yeah, they got Harvey's here because we've been meaning to clear up so much stuff about the, you know, English, you know, government, English food like beans and toast.
We're here for politics and beans.
Yeah, because as a British person, you know every single thing about Britain and represent every British other person.
Yeah. You're actually our first British guest, so I just wanted to say, you know, thank you so much. And I wanted to pay my respects to your country, you know, because, you know, that long time ago, I know it must be tough, but we won. And I'm sure that weighs on you on a daily basis, the fact that we won that really big war, and it's tough.
No, I get it.
Right. So how do you deal with that
on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, on a day-to-day.
It's on. You just put it to the back.
Right.
Yeah, like the rest of my issues.
Yep.
But yeah.
Anybody ever just like wet tea bags and throw them at your car?
See, that's the thing. See, I was born there, and according to my mother, I make a very good cup of tea.
Oh,
like,
really?
I make a great cup of tea. I used to say, like, when I had feelings, I used to say, like, I put a lot of love into it, and that's why it tasted so good.
Great.
But I don't drink tea. I drink coffee as
is that like an American thing that like you kind of picked up because you lived here so long? It's like coffee is preferable?
Yeah, I don't know. Because I've always not always made the tea. Since I'm the best in the house at making tea, I was often asked to make tea often.
Dude, that's the easiest way. They're like, let's get Harvey to make it. Dude, Harvey, you're so good at this.
Oh my God, you're the best tea maker.
Literally, and she did the same shit when she was just like, I'll time you. I wonder how fast you can get the trash and bring it back.
Dude, I was going to say, you take the best bag of trash out, I swear to God.
There's no way you could do it in under a minute. Like, watch. And I'd be like, you what?
The competitive nature in you.
Yeah, literally.
That's so funny. When did, actually, it's funny, like, obviously, we're friends and stuff. And you know,
you guys are friends.
I know. Well,
pretty sick.
I hate to reveal this now, but it's okay. I'm going to pretend to be your friend right now. When did you actually move to the U.S. and versus like, because I know you went back, you played soccer, so like,
yeah.
When did you move to the U.S.?
So I moved here when I was only about like four to five, and the reason we moved over here was my dad, he got kind of headhunted while in England for work for like his resin and flooring stuff. And so he brought the whole family over to America in Glastonbury. And that's where we've just been this whole time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so we kind of just moved around in there. Wasn't the easiest though. He kind of, the company that, not going to get too much into it, but he got, things didn't go well. And then he ended up having to start his own company. But now, like, that's doing very well. So he kind of like did the whole American dream of like nothing, and then you climb up.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Wait, you said when you were 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, also a tip about the microphone so we don't cover your face the whole time. Bring it low and then like point it up at yourself. And feel
Like
free
this.
to like move it around. But like, yeah.
I'm going to go like this.
Yeah, there you go. Just so that it's not like, this the whole time.
Right.
And then like when you look at the podcast.
And
yeah,
so,
there we go.
what I was talking about.
Oh my God, that's so funny. What's like, so, and then but you obviously you're decent at soccer, right? So
Yeah.
decent enough.
Used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went and you played soccer overseas, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I started playing soccer pretty much. I don't know if I played in England like while I was 1 through 4. And I don't know if I did like any like pre-school like soccer kick around, but it most likely started right when I got to America. And then, I just kind of did like the whole, you do like premier and then like club, and then you go to like high school. And then for my high school, you couldn't play on your club team and for the high school's team.
Really?
And so at a young age, you had to choose, do I want to play with my friends
Oh my God.
in high school?
Or
Or do I
wanna
want
play
to stay with
competitively?
club?
Right.
And there is different competition, like depending on which high school. I would like GHS is like super competitive.
Yeah.
with
And that's a pretty
soccer.
big school too, right?
Huge. Yeah. That was like 2,000, 2,500.
Yeah, that seems
As
like
a-
so you
yeah.
had a real high school. That's nice to
Whoa.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like bigger than my high school. My school's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
So we're only like 1,400, 1,500 kids.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I always feel like such a tiny little school.
Yeah.
Because like
dude.
my entire like from 7th to 12th was 273 or something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and most of that was concentrated in the middle school portion. So the 7th and 8th grade had like 150 of that.
Like if you looking any time between periods, looking down the hallway, you'd see more people than your entire school. Just
Yeah, definitely.
in one hallway.
In one hallway, yeah, for sure.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But so you went on to go play over in England,
Right. Yeah. So getting on. So I played. I chose to play high school, and so I stopped playing club, and I played high school, and I did like the whole varsity thing and all that. And then I tried out for this this university who has a sister university over in America. It's Richmond University, and they have a
Virginia?
sister. I don't know if I don't think it's Virginia. It's just I don't know what it is.
I'm sure there is also a Richmond
Yeah,
University.
for sure,
right.
for sure.
Right.
But they have like an American sister college, and so I went to this tryout. There was like this sleepover camp for like 3 or 4 days, and they just run drills and like tryouts, and just they have a bunch of all the coaches there watching you and taking all the notes and all that shit. And then I got picked to join, and so next thing I know, I'm flying over there. And like a week early before I like move into my dorm, and I'm like flying over there, and I felt a little shitty. And then I land, and I find out I have mono.
Oh my God. dude.
Right as I like am about to start another country, England, like the whole thing.
The
Mono
motherland.
sucks.
as it
Yeah,
were.
and so I found out I get mono, and I'm talking. My mom's calling the school or whatever, and
Who's he been making out with?
well, no, she's like calling the school, and they're just like, yeah, he can't really like play, like he needs to stay away from everyone else, like that makes sense. And I'm just like, yeah, shit. So do I just go home?
Wow.
And so I did,
Wow.
and so I missed my first semester of English college, but then I went back and did a full year. But like I started a semester late. Because of mono, like
Dude, that
because
sucks.
I was in the hospital for 2 nights on an IV and a steroids because I had acute
Damn,
tonsillitis.
This guy's been juicing?
Dude, no,
the whole time.
literally, yeah,
Wow.
I had acute tonsillitis, and
Aw.
it
was so cute.
It was so cute.
Oh my God.
But it almost cut off my breathing, and so they had to like just
not cute.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
knock you
Okay,
down.
that's
Not very
okay.
Less
cute.
cute.
Yeah.
Dude, you know it's funny? I had mono for like 2 semester or like a semester, most of a semester.
Should I put on the AC?
And
Is that just me?
I mean, I'm dying a little bit.
Yeah,
Is it gonna make a
I'll turn.
difference?
I'll turn on. It will. Yeah, it won't make a
Not
difference in
plugged
the
in.
sound. But hold on, tell your mono story while I do that.
Okay. Yeah, nothing. I just had mono for like a whole semester and I had no idea. And then like a year later, they were like, hey, you had mono at some point. And I was like, okay, yeah, that explains why I was like asleep my entire first semester junior year.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think I left my bed for most of it. I was like,
Yeah.
why am I so fucking tired?
No,
all the
dude,
time?
it was bad. It was like I was like deathly ill though. I was
Dude,
really
I didn't get
bad.
any tonsil, nothing like that, but
I couldn't eat. I couldn't swallow
like
my own
shit.
spit, dude. It was like that
Ugh.
close. It was so bad.
Dude, wait. So how long does it even last for? Like, I don't even know what you're supposed to do treatment wise. It just kind of went away, and I was like, all right. And then
you just
like,
kind of sleep for 40 days, and
dude,
then, and then it goes
dude, the
away.
next day, and then next year they were like, yeah, you got mono, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all those, like, you're so funny too, because like I'm such a pussy. Like I would for sure, like as soon as I feel like slightly sick, I'm that like guy who's like, oh, I'm like caving over and stuff, and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna power through.
Dude, I don't know
With
what
mono,
I did.
dude.
I just like was on my laptop, like, hey, I guess I'll just chill in bed. I don't really feel good. But I thought I went to the doctor or the nurse, and they were just like, yeah, just chill out, take some Advil or
Still be
something.
good.
Didn't
Stop
even
being
check.
such a man.
Didn't even check. Yeah, dude. And then like, exactly.
This guy's got a man
It's like,
cold.
yeah, you don't even get your period. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically. And so like, I was like, okay, I guess like I'll just go suck it up.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember talking on the phone with somebody about it too. I was like, yeah, I've been feeling like shit the past like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah,
Nothing
dude.
really
You
lasts.
definitely have something.
Yeah, that's
for sure.
Surprised my roommates didn't get it.
yeah, that's a good point
Considering we
too,
used to,
because
like,
it's
make
pretty.
out all the time.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I was about to say you do kiss roommates a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
that's how you say
Can
hi
confirm. Can
in
confirm.
America.
Well,
Oh,
sorry. Is that cut
sorry.
that?
Cut that. But yeah, dude. See, it's crazy how just like stuff like that completely alters
Can
your
you
life.
stop?
Oh, what,
Sorry,
like
sorry.
flaming out a shirt over there?
No, I can't actually.
all right, continue
It's
then.
impossible.
Yeah,
I
that's
cannot
fine.
stop.
I cannot stop. But like how that one thing completely changed your life, because then you end up playing soccer for Eastern, right?
Yeah. So I leave. I leave England. I suck up mono for like a month, 2 months, or whatever it is, and I miss the first semester. Then I go back and I play for a whole year. And it was sick. I got to play like who was it? It was Leicester City or someone's like academy team. So we got to play like,
Oh, dude, what?
yeah, like we got to play we went to Latvia for 5 days
Dude, that's sick.
and
Whoa.
played over there against some Latvian teams. And like, we saw like those old USSR statues and shit.
Really?
And recently, which was nuts, we took a picture in front of this big USSR statue that had like a big red star on it and like soldiers, and like it was made of steel, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, wow, this is Russia. And then it wasn't long ago, my friend sent me an article that was like tearing down the last of like Soviet Russian like
Oh my
monuments.
Wow.
And it was the same one we took a picture in front
That's
of. And I'm
crazy.
just like, damn. So like it's not there anymore.
Yeah,
They
so you
tore it
literally
down.
are like, now that picture that you have in a way is kind of like a piece of like, history.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's sick.
Huh.
And it's just like me and my boys, like,
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
Wait,
a piece
so
of
you-
history, man.
So you played for a year and then you came back here? Or?
Yeah. So long story short, it wasn't worth the money for what it was. It was like the experience was sick and everything. And like if you do the full 4 years there, you do get like an American degree, because they only take like people from America and bring them over. But there were a few English kids, but you get an American degree. So when you finish the college, you can go home and like do your normal shit. But it's like, oh, I did college abroad.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And that looks like good on the resume and all that. So
and it's fun. I guess,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And the experience was crazy. So I'm happy I did it for a year. And then I went to Easton, played for a couple of years, and then quit over COVID after playing for 18 years. Yeah. And then we picked up
man.
acting.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Well, someone realized he's like one of the most handsome men on the planet at some point.
And so we gotta put him.
A rare case of a British guy
Yeah.
with a nice set of teeth, too.
Shit. Well,
Yeah, it's
then,
crazy.
yeah, but that's just,
that gap's that little gap's a little bit of personality.
That's
If
how
I
they
wore my
know.
retainer, it wouldn't be there.
It's crazy. It's
I'm just
weird. It's
such a-
almost like it's supposed to like retain the shape of your mouth or something. It's
know.
wild.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
funny
that's
how
crazy.
people with braces, I feel like it's because people that get braces usually get them when they're a kid, so you're a lot more likely to just like be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah.
I feel like if you were an adult and you paid for them, like
Oh,
when
for sure.
when I like paying for my like Invisalign, like dude, I still wear my retainer every single
Yeah.
night
Yeah.
because I just like, it's expensive. It's so much money.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
super expensive.
and like, I just never want my teeth
Yeah,
to be
dude,
back to what they were.
I
you
got
know?
this retainer like, I don't even know how many years and years and years ago. But like it still fits and I just pop it in and it closes it up. I just gotta constantly wear it to permanently close it
in
up.
order to,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but did you ever have speaking of like metal things and mouths?
Right. Okay.
Have you ever had?
A lot of ways.
Have you ever had
right now.
a palate?
Palate
Yeah, palate expander. Yeah, dude, that thing
No.
sucked.
Did you have
Well,
it like?
he had Invisalign, so it was like just like plastic.
Yeah. The
retainers.
only thing they did with me is most people, well, every human has 4 teeth on the bottom here.
You only have full teeth.
crazy.
Most
Makes a lot
humans
of
have
sense.
4 at the bottom
Yeah.
between your 2 canines. You have 4 teeth.
Yeah.
And mine were so crowded that they ripped one out. Now I only got 3 down there. So I like to call that pulling a Tom Cruise. Full pun intended with the pulling there.
Yeah.
But pulling a Tom Cruise because he's only got 3
his
center teeth.
look that makes sense because like it looks off centered.
It does.
You know, you're
yeah.
like, what the fuck's going on there?
And then it's just because you look at it and you're like, oh, he's only got 3 of the middle teeth. And I think the same thing happened to him. He had some crowding there, so I yanked one out.
Dude, I had to do that palate expander thing too, and I just remember food would get stuck in it. Like the first day I got
It's
it,
like
I'd
a
eat
snack
lettuce.
for later,
Dude,
it was the best. I've had breakfast for dinner like every day.
Dude, it's fucking. I
Like
would
when
eat
I
like a
was going
salad,
to-
dude, and it would get stuck, and I'm like choking on the lettuce, but it's
Yeah.
like stuck to the thing.
Oh,
It's
Like,
just
the
like
best.
it's just like tickling your uvula.
dude, it was miserable.
That was awesome. The best.
And then
I
it would
just-
tighten. I honestly didn't
Your
mind
tongue
when
would
they
get so
tightened it.
raw from trying to get back there and
Yeah,
like trying to
dude.
scrape it out, but you're just cutting it against metal. Oh, it was the
I would
best.
just like,
Just like your-
flick it up and down and like, you know,
Yeah.
like one of those
Did you
little
have to-
fucking bang-a-dong.
Did you have to tighten yours?
Yeah, they tightened it like twice.
No. Oh, so the doctor did it?
Yeah,
They
I didn't
gave
have
me-
to tighten mine. No.
They gave me an
The doctor did,
at-home
yeah.
tightener.
Yeah, that's
And
a
it
bad
was just
idea, I
a
feel like.
fucking Allen key that my mom, dude. What?
I can't believe this was something. Really?
Yeah.
The doctor was like,
What if
"Nah,
you
they
just kept
got it."
going and
No,
your
it
teeth
was-
just like bowed out?
It was
the
like
side?
every 2 weeks or something, give it like 2 cranks or 3 cranks or whatever.
Ah.
And so my mom, because I can't fucking do it, I'm like a kid. I'm
drill.
just stupid. Like she would come into my room and like put and then just like put it in and then just start cranking. And then I'd wake up in the morning and my mouth was so sore
yeah,
because it just like it was closing everything like every 2 weeks. It was just
dude, it sucked.
Ugh.
It sucked, and I don't know. I haven't worn my retainer in a while either because I think I need to get a new one. Honestly,
Yeah,
like
so-
I wear it every now and then, but like one, my wisdom teeth need to come out because like all my teeth are shifting, and 2, like I broke one of my teeth and it was a temporary one when they put my braces on. So like when I got them off, I had to get it completely fixed and like
Right.
completely replaced. So it didn't end up like my retainer didn't fit when they put the new teeth in. So I was like, okay, like whatever. I had to get
Yeah.
another. So I think at some point I'm gonna have to be like, hey guys, what's up?
Need
I don't know if
another
the dentist's
mold.
office exists anymore. So
yeah, dude.
like just
It's amazing how much like teeth make a huge difference, though.
Yeah.
oh,
You
yeah.
know, like just because like it's
Dude,
just you know
we know someone.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's like it's just
It's
like
crazy.
it's crazy how much of a difference it makes
Yeah.
with their just the like as soon as they open their mouth. And it's funny that like my little brother's going through it now where like he had one tooth when he was born, it came in sideways. And like I know it's a bummer.
I have a
And he
Keep
like
What do you mean it
so
came in sideways?
like it literally his tooth grew in like at an angle.
like Nanny
Oh,
McPhee type.
Yeah,
yeah.
like and it wasn't like his two front teeth were fine, but it's this one on the side just like came in like literally at like a 45 or like turned 190
okay.
or not 190 but
sucks.
90 degrees. It's like coming at you at a slice instead of like a flat.
Oh, like going at you, like because you kept doing this, and I was like, "That's straight, dude. What are you doing?" But you meant like that.
Yeah,
like,
like,
oh,
like
that
it's-
sucks.
Yeah, like there's holes on each side.
Yeah,
and it's just
yeah.
a tooth.
It's just
So-
a two-way tunnel.
Yeah, so what they're gonna do is what they did for you when you like chunked out your tooth into your knee.
Oh
Do you know
yeah.
that story?
Oh yeah. I was on a moon bounce and like mine
Yeah,
moon bounced
yeah,
and hit me
yeah.
in the face.
Yeah.
Then I had to like pop it out.
Oh,
Yeah, it was gross, dude.
God.
It was
But
gross.
so they're gonna shave. So right now his teeth are almost good, but they're gonna shave down that other tooth and then put a veneer in, I believe.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that sucks. By the way, it's like the most uncomfortable process. Dental
Yeah.
work in general just like sucks. It's always uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
in particular because they shave it down to like this little vampire tooth looking thing. That's like
Little nub.
it looks disgusting and it's wicked sensitive. Like any breeze rolls by and anything, you're like, like your whole body. Just, and then like they do this weird thing. It's like called they put like a huge chunk of tooth on it and then they saw it down into the shape of your tooth. But like they put this thing called a raincoat on it, which is like a little clamp with like almost looks like a dental dam.
Mhm.
And it grabs the tooth and then it's just rubber everywhere. So like all the dentist sees is like a piece of rubber and then like your tooth in the middle. But they tighten it so much that when they take it off, dude, you like have to move. It's like
Ugh.
like I remember like on the drive home, I was like literally like spinning in the backseat of the car, like, just because the pressure was gone and dude, it sucked.
I am curious though, because like obviously in the face of like, the panty, as we'll call it.
Yeah, dude, panties.
Like
the panty
you
don't want to talk about teeth for the next 20 more minutes?
Yeah, I'm good. So enough teeth
I
talks.
was actually just about to get into my shiny teeth and me.
Yeah, my shiny teeth and me. All right. That was terrible. So what was the decision with like, all right, like I'm
sorry.
I'm giving up soccer.
Yeah.
And I want to actually pursue acting. Cause we met in the modeling class. Like I forgot what day it was, but it was like, like, oh, let's take pictures. And that terrible photographer took some pictures of us. But like,
yeah. Well, so I guess during the last like 2 years of soccer ish, I was doing like some modeling here and there. And so it started like anything in front of camera started with modeling. And I ended up getting like a couple things. And then I was just like, okay, this is cool and fun. But I'm not getting much creativeness out of it. Like I'm not getting to put like effort into it. It's like you can look great and everything. And it's like, okay, cool. You know how to do these looks, you know how to do a certain like face, but I want to do something more. And that's when I was just like, all right, let me try some acting because I've always like me and my dad have always binged like movies, just binged. And it's just like, we love film and we love watching movies and we have like our favorite actors and everything. And I'm just like, even like by myself or in the shower in the mirror, like before I even started acting, I'd like pretend to be like some mob guy or like Tom Hardy or some bullshit like that. And I was just like, yeah, dude, I'm fucking hard. Like, fuck with me, you what, man? It's just like, and everything about that like felt so cool. And I was just like, dude, I bet you could do this if like you weren't a pussy. And so
how men actually talk about themselves to each other.
Literally. And so that's my inner monologue. And I was just like, fuck it, we'll give her a go. And I ended up getting like a couple really simple like commercial bits. Like I did like a background thing for Raising Kanan, like being a police officer. And that was my first time like being on set and having like a fitting and like stuff like that. And like you're getting like money. And I was like, dude, I never got paid to play soccer. And it's just like, all right, I just started this and like there's already like a return. Right. And I was like, fuck, that's kind of sick. And I had so much fun. And so after that, I just kind of joined the whole backstage and then Actors Access and started. And then I met you. And then we got going and we just kind of got moving on everything.
Yeah, I know. It's funny too, because we were trying to do like a mini series because we had filmed like a scene and we turned the scene into like a little thing. And then
dude, it just never.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The problem, and here's the problem. It sucked. So that was kind of like the main problem is that it was just terrible. And so like,
yeah, it's tough.
Like that wasn't like, I started looking
to avoid that.
Yeah. And I was really trying and I really wanted it to be good. But like when I watched playback and like, I think the biggest problem is that we tried to be too ambitious. Like,
it was a good like learning experience.
It was.
No, for sure.
It was a great learning experience. And I ended up learning a lot about filmmaking in the process because I got motivated to learn about lighting and I got motivated to learn about all these various things. So like had that show that we were trying to do never happened, I wouldn't have learned about all that stuff.
And like fucking like, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Getting like the police officers, like actually like, and like all Dana's friends and all that. It's just like we got like a crew together for like the first time,
Yeah. And the thing is like it looks decent. It just sucks. That's the only problem. That's the only problem is that it just sucks. And it's like it had some potential to be good, but the biggest problem with me is that like we tried to shoot on multiple days with outside locations and then like we were filming all day into the night and then like but it's supposed to all be day.
You don't know if the weather's consistent. Like
and I can tell you right now it wasn't.
Okay, so
it wasn't. It was it was technically cloudy, but the problem was that by the time we were done finishing shooting, it was nighttime.
Yeah, it was a fucking
and some
mess.
of those scenes were supposed to be before the other scenes we shot, and I'm like, okay, well this is a hot mess.
Yeah,
it's just not going to work.
Yeah, if it was chronological, maybe there would be like a little more organization, but like it was. What months were we filming in? Like sunny, rainy?
I don't know. I think sometime in the summer, I think.
Yeah, well, it was shit.
Yeah, it's regardless. Too bad. But it's like, but what I think was when I realized that you were a good actor was when we was when we filmed that one scene for you with the Westcott scene.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because that's like the one clip that you have that's on Actors Access.
Is it the questioning and the
that we did? I filmed it downstairs. There was essentially two angles: a handheld and a moving shot. And Steven helped. He was the reader for it.
Yeah,
and you killed it. And I was like, damn, this guy's good. And of course, you look good on camera. That's a big thing. I feel like people forget that like you can have all the chops down for acting, but then like if you just kind of aren't interesting, it's shitty. But like,
you kind of also have to have a look. You know what I mean?
You have to have it's just like radio. You have to have a voice.
Yeah.
You know, like you could be a really interesting person, but if you don't have the voice for it, it might never happen for you.
Yeah. So it's tough. This kind of stars have to align a little, you know?
Yeah.
Well, wait, so was that was that the like the judge scene? Like when he was like, hey.
Oh no, that was another moment where
that was another good one.
That was another good one. Yeah, that's that was the initial start of Don't Judge Me, the series.
Okay, so that was just the first episode, or
that was like the first scene of the episode.
But that scene, like, a few of us have used for like casting director workshops.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
and it's great. They always love it.
No, they go, "Where's that from?" And it was like, "Oh, it's original." It's like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah. It's
like,
a pretty good one.
We never hear that. Yeah, but it is cool. It's
that scene in particular is really good because it develops and then it doesn't stop crashing for you.
Yeah.
It's just crash after crash after oh, you're in like the worst situation of anyone possible.
The hard part about that one is just not having the same expression on each crash. Otherwise, it is very repetitive and boring.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you definitely need to be able to like distinguish like the money and then like your wife. And I know everyone listening like has no idea what the script is, but there's like 4 or 5 different things that like this guy can worry about. And if you get the same reaction for all those shitty things that the judge is telling you to, you're not acting. Yeah, you get stale. And that's that one level that nobody wants to watch. And
it's like you think like, oh, you should care about your wife more than the money. You know? Or maybe you don't, and maybe it's like more of the other way around. And you're like, what the fuck?
That's the acting choices. You get to pick whether you want to care more about the money and then do a scene the next take with like you caring more about your wife, and let the fucking director.
Yeah. And then kind of
cool.
And piece it together as it goes.
Yeah.
And what's
did Dana write that one?
Yes,
yeah, he did.
Dana did write that one. Yeah, Dana has some gems. Like he wrote that that one that I did with Samson as well. I mean, I think all Samson did like Satan's Jesus, and that anytime I do that scene for a casting director, it always gets like positive responses. I had a few people like message me directly during a class, like, where was that scene from? That was awesome.
I had some lady who, I forget her name, you're friends with her on Facebook, but she DM'd me in the middle of a class and she was like, I'm in Connecticut and you did amazing. Do you want to like do some like a shot or something together, or like read with me next, or go? And I'm just like, you're like 56. You got like a family and shit. I don't think I can just go trot off with you and do stuff.
Maybe. Honestly, it's funny though. What's funny is that like, who knows? Like maybe if she's good, like it's good to have like the older market in the back pocket because like you never know.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of taking the piss, but
I know you're joking, but that's wicked funny.
No, but yeah, it's good. It's good. And then us getting kind of managers and agents and coming up and all.
Well, see, hold up. Let's put a pause on that. I don't have an agent. You got yourself. Yeah. Here's what I mean, I guess like in a way I sort of leveraged like, or you leveraged me a little bit in terms of like getting the manager because we have the same manager.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't have given it to you clearly because she interviewed 2 of our other acquaintances.
Yeah.
One of which is a friend. The other one I'll keep as an acquaintance.
Yeah.
But like, you know, she interviewed them and they didn't make it through.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no,
And
like
it's true, you know, you gotta have that. Just shows that like, you know, it wasn't like I'm just gonna take your word for it, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I had to go through go through 3 auditions. Like no one got past the first one. I got past the first one, and then she was like, all right, that was good, but I want you to do it like this. She was like, I see something, but like do it like this. Like this is, you know. And so I had to notes, and like that's one thing I found that I'm like good at is adjustments. Like directors like me because I can like just adjust. Yeah. You know? And so that's kind of like, but that's also like when you're doing character building and stuff, it's making sure that you're not getting stuck on one particular thing about a character, because if you get on set and the director's like, oh no, like this is supposed to be like kind of angry, not really like lovey, sad. Like you read,
and you're like, that was my whole thing.
Yeah. And then you're just like, but that looked perfect in the mirror, and it's just like,
dude, that's even tough too. Just like, like I'm sure there's a lot of people that like they're like, hey, actually, can you do it like this? And they're like, self-conscious about doing it in general. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, oh fuck, they didn't like it.
And that's what separates like every like the best from the not best.
Yeah, or like just people that like are actually working versus people that aren't. And not to say that like we're even in a position of like,
oh no,
anything really. No. But like there's definitely like, dude, the bottom of the barrel is really the bottom of the barrel, man. And it's like, we're definitely still in the trenches part of it all. I mean, geez, we're still doing short films. We're doing like, we're trying to get co-star roles and stuff. I mean, geez, my biggest break right now is the Bermuda Triangle Project.
Yeah.
And that's like a quick, like 2-scene, 5-liner movie project. And that's sick. And I'm looking forward to it. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
But that's like my biggest thing right now.
Yeah.
And, besides our own personal short films, like Tuesday, obviously you were part of that. You were on the production side of things.
Yep.
And now we got the screens coming up, which is in March.
Yeah.
And we were actually just running lines earlier.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you walked
Wait, okay. So what's like, terrible job, by the way. Definitely work on it. But what's your, the baby heads better make it into the movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
So like, what's your like, I don't want to say ideal role, but like, I guess, like what like type of movies where cause I know he's always saying like, oh, it would be cool to do like action movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would
love it. Do you have like I want to do this?
Dude, have you ever watched the movie Legend with Tom Hardy, or any Peaky Blinders episode, or
of course I've seen like 5 or
wait a
6.
minute, what's that main actor from the Peaky Blinders?
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, you love him.
Great
right? I love Cillian Murphy.
He's
fantastic.
Amazing.
He was great in Batman. He was great. He's in a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
he is.
But what was I gonna say?
So you were saying pretty much like he was like our ideal role.
Yeah. So like these hard but funny gangsters,
dude, that would be sick.
Are like so perfect to me. Like I think they are like the coolest characters. It's just like, if you've ever watched Snatch or anything, it's like it's with Brad Pitt and Jason Statham, and
I think I've seen Snatch actually.
Yeah, you might have, but I don't know.
Older one, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of an older one. But they're all just like, there's this one scene where Brad Pitt, he's a pikey, and so he's just like, which is kind of slang for like a gypsy kind of person.
Okay.
And so his accent is just fucked because it's in between like Ireland and England, and he's just a mess.
Yeah.
But he's just like, there's this one scene, he's like, oh, hey fella, he's like, you like a boxer? You a boxer? And he's just like, what? And he's just like, oh, am I a boxer? And he's just like, yeah, you like a boxer. You like a boxer. You like a fight. Oh, you like a fight like that. And it's just like, you don't understand a word he's saying. And then he's like, you like dogs? And he's just like, what? He's like, you like dogs? And he's pointing at a dog. And he goes, oh, dogs. Yeah, I like dags. And it's just like funny shit like that. It's just,
dude, I could see you in like a Peaky Blinders type of thing too. You know what I mean?
To, dude.
Like, definitely fit the bill.
Yeah, something very like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like Tom Hardy is just like, he gives that like hard man like mentality, which is just like,
Harvey loves a hard man.
Dude, I love a hard man. No, but it's just like, I don't know what it is with him and Cillian Murphy, like just showing strength through like mostly silence is pretty crazy.
You know what it is?
It's like a look and like the face.
It's like almost like the George Clooney effect of like just sort of having a walk, having a swag, without
he's just
having
got
to
charisma.
Yeah,
you know what I
like
mean?
without having to really say much or do anything.
It's like that's like how I learned to talk to girls. Like my buddy one time was like, dude, just watch George Clooney interviews. And I was like, all right. And I did. And then like I was like, dude, that shit works.
Yeah.
But you just watch him and you're like, dude, this guy's so smooth. What the hell?
Yeah.
But it's, like they just have like a way about them, I feel like a presence. Like Tom Hardy always like you're always like almost intimidated by him for whatever reason.
Mad Max,
Fury
Road. Yeah.
It's great.
Dude,
it's a great movie.
Like the opening wide shot with him just stomping on the scorpion and then just fucking eating it. It's just like, dude, you don't want to fuck with whoever this is. Right from the start. Like you just see his back and everything. He's Bane for Christ's sake.
Dude, he was in that movie, like, what is it, Warrior or something?
Warrior. Where he's fighting his brother. Too. Oh my, his traps, dude. It's just up to his ear.
Yeah, Trap Queen in that one.
Dude,
that was a crazy movie. Yeah, I could totally see you in a movie like that. I definitely think like that's totally up your alley. I think did PE Blinders just have their last season though?
Yeah. But I also get like the Notebook type person, like the Ryan Gosling, just like
the
this
heartthrob.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I could totally see you in like especially locally we have all these Lifetime movies that get filmed.
Yeah.
I could see you as a leading man in a rom-com, like some British guys. I'm actually pretty sure recently there was a film that was on. I say recently, I'd say probably back in January.
Mm-hmm.
They were there was a part you might have even auditioned for it for a role about that exact plot line where there's like a British prince coming over to the US who meets like a figure skater girl who's having trouble with her current boyfriend, and then she kind of falls for this English prince.
That's been done before.
Yeah, of course, dude. It's all Lifetime garbage, you know. But like,
dude, figure skaters and princes, come on,
classic.
Come on. That's pretty much
combo.
That's pretty much Blades
together.
of Glory,
peanut butter and jelly. You know? It's like
Did you guys ever watch Blades of Glory?
Yeah, of course.
That's with
Will Ferrell and the guy who was in Napoleon Dynamite. His name's escaping me right now.
Something Heater, Johnny Heater.
Doesn't he like cut his head off in one point on that? Or like
somebody does. There's like this move that they do that's like
your memory card's full, by the way.
We got to do the Iron Lotus.
Just ran out of time for Harvey's camera, actually.
What?
Yeah,
another one.
Cut it, rip, done.
Yeah, here. We'll do this. We'll see if this works. This is fun. See, what's great about this podcast is because we don't have a producer. It's just us, So like, see, at this point in time, a famous person would be like, what the fuck, Jamie? If they were Joe Rogan or
pretty much just Joe Rogan.
I can't believe how unfucking professional you are. I'm just gonna walk off of this because this is stupid, man.
Also, how come the memory card's not going in, dude? What the fuck?
Does this guy even know how to work a camera?
It's got to be facing you.
Oh,
there you go. Heyo.
Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. So we have another 30 minutes and that's it.
Cool.
Which is totally fair. It's just funny because like I can't get over we ran out of a memory card. We always got to check that stuff. But okay. So I actually want to talk. I want to
I said I did though. Now it's like kind of making me sketched out about that thing. Whatever. We'll
figure
it out later.
Which memory card? Oh, dude, this one sucks.
Yeah, I don't know.
This memory card sucks. I hate that memory card.
But it's the only one that didn't give me speed problems when I was taking those photos.
Really?
I bought 2 off Amazon and both of them had write problems and then just bricked. I took like maybe 100 photos with them.
Like write problems, like they were really upset.
They were like
someone, I don't know.
Some right talking point. Is that where you're going with that?
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out. Yeah, I lost
what were we talking about?
The joke was right there. Yeah, we were talking. Well, actually, I wanted to just talk about basic movie stuff. Because so I've been hearing a lot of critiques lately that kind of irk me about films. Okay. And I want to see if you guys agree. So I get it to a certain point. But the most annoying critique that I hear about a movie is, I saw that part coming, therefore this movie's bad.
Well, I mean, you know the plot line to basically every movie that's out there already.
That's what I'm saying.
You ever read the back of a book?
Yeah, I'm just like, dude.
It's the same shit. It's called a preview.
Yeah, like what I don't understand, it's like people are like, this movie was so predictable, therefore fucking 5 out of 10. I'm like, okay, yay, you learned how movies are made. Yay, good for you.
Yeah.
Also, do you say that for every song you listen to? Like, oh man, this song was good, but
it's crazy. I knew the bridge was coming after that.
Dude, I was about to say, the beat drop is going to come right now. It's like, that's like saying the climax is going to come right now. But you know why? Because it's supposed to. Because that's how a song works, as a start and finish, a middle and end.
And it's like, okay, so you can predict the movie. That's great. You know how movies are made. Congrats.
You can predict a bass drop.
Wow. You can predict that in Black Adam, the friggin' demon doesn't win. You know what I mean? Like there's
Dude, you just fucking spoiled the whole thing for
it's
me.
really not a spoiler.
That's so
I haven't
fucked up.
seen
Holy
it.
crap,
and
the hero wins.
What is who is the hero? That's the confusing part. Is he
Okay.
a hero? I don't even know that.
Is it
See,
racist?
that's-
Black Adam?
Yeah.
I mean, so I didn't say
I'm
the
not
ending.
black.
I didn't say the ending.
But now I just feel like I need to just read what happens at the end online and blame you for it. So
I'm gonna cliff notes this.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, so like here's where I can and it's so funny because a friend of mine mentioned this about Smile. So the movie Smile, the horror movie that we went and saw. And I asked a friend to go see it. And he was like, "Yeah, it was good."
I feel like I know exactly what you're talking about, by the way, just from the critique that you're bringing up right now.
Yeah,
it's predictable.
But I saw it all coming. I mean, it's such a typical horror
does
movie.
he watch these?
What does he watch? Like,
These podcasts?
oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. But even if he did, like, I told him, I was like, dude, you're just like frustrating because it's like it is a good movie. That is a good movie. Smile is a great movie. It's a good horror movie. And the fact is, I actually don't think it's very predictable unless you are like a writer who writes shit and you know that kind of stuff.
The fact that you said a good horror movie, it's like there aren't many good. The horror
Most of them
genre
suck.
is
most
full
of them
of
suck.
shit.
Yeah.
Like Sinister was probably the last one.
Dude.
I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
Dude, but
And that's another one you could be like, oh, typical. You mean there's just a man who finds some old videotapes and they start haunting him?
VHS.
I feel like I feel like the endings, like you never know. Like, all right, is the guy going to die or is he going to make it out?
Right.
You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
in that one, it's like in Smile, at least, they kind of like, you thought the movie was over and then all of a sudden it wasn't. And then,
Right,
so.
right.
Yeah, I thought and if for anyone that's hasn't seen it, I mean, whatever, I'm about to spoil it, but when
Just spoil it.
yeah, fuck it. When she skipped like 10 more seconds and it won't matter. But like when she walks out and she's actually still at the house, and I was like, wow, that's great.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
even if you predicted that, cinematically, it's
Dude,
gorgeous.
The fake
Yeah.
scenes were awesome. Or like whatever
yeah.
they were, whatever that called. I don't know what that called. I call them fake scenes because it's just like, it's like you're watching it and it goes on long enough that you're like,
Yeah,
This
but
is
it's like
part
a
of it.
hallucination or
this
something.
is part of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not part of it.
Yeah, it's not
and then
part
it's
of
something
it.
completely different. And then you're like, oh shit.
It's such a good job, dude. But like and I'm gonna skip 30 seconds or something. I don't know, but I'm gonna spoil more of it. But
Yeah.
the
You know,
one
just
thing,
honestly, just pause.
you know what? Turn off this interview.
Yeah.
No, but so we're
But
pretty
like-
much talking about Smile. If Smile is something you haven't seen, maybe pause this, go watch Smile, come back. But
yeah,
anyways.
so
there you go.
like at the end of the movie, basically, when she like lights herself on fire, I was like, why is this dude watching this happen? We've already established, we all know, including the cop.
Yeah.
we know. Is he just traumatized? So he's like, oh my God, the love of my life. Like, it's
Yeah,
like, dude,
right.
turn around, bro.
I
You want
know.
to get cursed and kill the love of your life too?
Yeah,
Like,
it's funny. So Aiden said the same thing. He said it was almost perfect.
dude,
because,
it's funny.
because he was like, what they should have done in the ending is he should have saw her going crazy and turn around and left.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I completely get that. I think that if I was to explain it away, and this is a pretty big give, and I'll maybe I'm giving too much to the movie, but I imagine that when you start seeing the demon work, that you can't look away. It's
I
like
just-
a property of the demon that because everyone that saw them kill the other person never like had every chance to look a different
It's like
way.
a
but didn't.
Medusa thing.
dude,
Yeah,
well,
I guess, so.
like, it's
Oh,
one of the.
that's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where you like kind of have to look,
Like,
even
dude,
though
you
you
see
know
like
you
a
shouldn't.
fight, like
Yeah.
it's like she's got her tits out. You got like 20,000 like little snake heads. It's like
Oh, you had
Dude,
me at
this is
titties.
sick. I'm not gonna look at that. That's crazy,
rock, and then you rock, and then you
dude. But
And then
I
you
guess
rock
like
hard.
I don't know, like if you're, like if like a family member or like somebody you cared about was like doing that, you probably wouldn't just like turn around and book it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
but I would imagine he would just be like, hey, let me just grab this can of oil before you start fucking light yourself on fire. Like,
Yeah,
he
no,
saw her and was like, I'm gonna let this unfold.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Well,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
The part that's like the face pulling off, and then like the demon pulling its own face off and revealing like
the many mouths.
men, yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, that movie was.
It was
It was a
great. I mean, I
creepy-ass
literally
movie.
had nightmares that night and couldn't sleep.
Really?
I'm such a pussy. Yeah.
Giant pussy.
But like, it's funny because I love it. I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
But I just like literally couldn't handle going to sleep that night.
Yeah,
Like, it took me a while.
Adam, he had a tear in his eye.
I
Yeah,
did.
We talked about this.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I was
Yeah.
literally like
He had a
full.
he had a man
It didn't
tear.
affect me that way, but I
Man,
did.
dude.
It was scary. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong. Like,
yeah.
it definitely was scary.
But like I don't know what it was, that the specific storyline of that movie and being alone with it, because, dude, I've spent some nights here alone at this house and some creepy shits happen. Like the night where I woke up to the door, my bedroom door just creaking open.
Yeah, your door does that. That sucks.
Yeah, awful, by the way.
Adam, realist, your door does that. It sucks. It creaks like when it's halfway. It's a door.
Yeah.
Dude, that would freak me.
I was dead asleep and I woke up to my door opening. Yeah, dude. And I was alone in the house.
Oh, yeah. I would have just been like, grab...
Yeah,
dude. Something about like, and then that movie had a lot of like, you know, tight shots, and like it would keep the frame at like one single frame, and it would just pan. And I'm like, dude, don't do that shit.
It can build. That's how you build anxiety,
dude. It's like when somebody like sits in a car and they're driving, and it's like, you know, like a close up shot of the driver, and they don't show the back seat, dude. Yeah. And you're like, and you know, it's like dead silent, or there's suspenseful music or something. Yeah. I'm like, dude, something's gonna happen. You're gonna get hit by another car or something. The shot is way too tight. Something's gonna jump out.
Dude, another good one, which I saw actually in the trailer before I saw the movie. Remember the scene? We're talking so much Smile.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a great movie.
It's a good movie. Fuck you guys. You know, you're gonna fucking listen to it. And if you haven't watched it, watch it.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. No, when they went to like his sister's house or her sister's house, and then like she stormed out the door. Dude. And like got in her car, and then the shot was like here, and then like you could see the house steps, and like her face is my face, and you can see the house steps, and then her sister comes sprinting out, and you just see like her
torso,
but then her head wraps around,
dude,
and I'm like,
dude, that freaked the fuck out of me. And then the kids just watching her, just like screaming in the car, like,
oh my god,
this woman just gave me a dead dog, cat.
The birthday, dude. The
birthday scene might have been one of my favorite scenes.
No, that made like. The stillness in the air of that was gross. It was just like, can you imagine what the fuck?
Dude, everybody was staring at her like,
dude, like you.
When they panned out and like revealed what was actually happening.
Dude.
I'm getting chills right now. Look at this.
Same, bro. Yeah. She's like, I didn't do it. And she's just holding this dead animal, and all the kids are like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And all the parents are like,
and then you see, who does she see in the chair? Is that herself, or is that the
she
girl
sees
in the hospital?
The first girl, the girl with the creepiest smile.
Yeah. When they were doing
auditions,
auditions, they definitely were like, this one's.
Yeah, we're going to start the movie with you, and you're going to cut your head.
And then she fell back and slammed to the table and cut her arm. Wait, so back to this critique of, it's too predictable.
My problem is that, so I brought it up to this person, like, okay, well, like, you can't just say a movie's not as good simply because you can predict it, because then every song you listen to is inherently bad, because you can predict literally every song you ever listen to has essentially the same structure, except for some like black metal and like weird metal genres. And even there, once you listen to that enough, you know that it's actually a very similar formula to hip hop, where you have like rapping versus singing choruses, very similar to the metal genre nowadays anyway, where you have this screaming. Anyways, my whole point is, he said, oh, well, it's not as bad because a song is 2 minutes, where a movie is about an hour and a half to 2 hours of my life. So if I can predict an hour and a half to 2 hours of my life, that's way worse. And I'm like, well, I guess you've never been on a long car ride, because you go through like 50, 60, 100 songs.
You got a playlist?
Yeah.
That's a movie.
Yeah, that's, you know? And so I just find it so silly, because I see it online all the time. Like, I watched this movie, and to the credit of people critiquing it, it wasn't very good. It was very okay. But it was called Me Time with Kevin Hart, and
that movie sucked. The movie was so bad.
It was pretty bad. But
was Kevin playing somewhat of a serious actor?
No, he was playing like a father role. It was essentially like a buddy comedy. It was Mark Wahlberg, Kevin Hart. You actually saw it?
Dude, yeah.
When did you see it?
The writing was just bad, and I was like, Mark Wahlberg, like, why are you playing this type of character, bro? I just don't believe it.
I know. It was a little odd. I think it had potential to be good.
If you're like 6 years old, you're going to be like, like, it's like, that's about it. Like, as an adult, you're like, what the fuck is this?
I think it was more, it felt like a very much, like a kid with your family would laugh really hard at the movie, because a lot of things would generally surprise them. That movie in particular is an example of one where I think it's overtly predictable, where it's like someone commented under it, like, insert Kevin Hart, delete other actor's name, insert Like
Dude,
you know,
well,
like it was too buddy comedy.
I get the
formula.
like predictability in the sense where like, okay, if you're just making every obvious choice, then it's like, what are you even doing? Like, you're not even writing a story. You're just like, not to say that that's not like, I agree the structure of a movie is similar to the structure of a song, but like how it happens is where
the important
like,
part. Right.
Yeah. But in that sense, like if it's like, it can be predictable in that sense. Like, oh wow, like Kevin Hart plays like the most fucking cookie cutter character, and so does Mark Wahlberg. And it's like, it's like a children's Dumb and Dumber, but like, I don't know, dude. I just didn't like it.
No, it wasn't very good.
Have you ever seen like onto like cookie cutter, like the most basic of basic bitch characters? Have you ever seen, and it's on purpose because it's a satire, have you ever seen The Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah, dude, that movie's great, actually.
That movie's great.
I didn't know what it was until Chris Hemsworth exploded in the air.
That's like a giant satire of what you're just talking about. It's just like, no one likes a predictable cookie cutter. You have a jock, you have some girl with big tits, you have a stoner.
Yeah.
And it's just like the stoner's going to try and get with like the hot girl while like the jock's like jacking off or something. Like it's like all the normal shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like you go through. But it was really good because it's making fun of that shit.
That's the thing, is like,
and then
it
there's
knows
like a backstory, which is like hilarious.
Well, the reason why, and that movie in particular, I thought was brilliant, was because of what you're saying, is that it took all of the tropes of typical horror genres, and they literally had a board of like, oh, we're gonna select this ending and this,
dude, and all of a sudden it was like God and aliens like making them do. And that's what I mean. Like that's like a no fuck. Like what is that? Like you're not gonna know that that's what that movie's about when you start watching it. So it's like,
that's an example of like actually that flips it on its head, where it's like, okay, that's a good movie because you have no idea really how it's going to end.
Yeah, dude. Every movie from like the 80s, 90s, or like every like whatever American
you go into
Pie
the woods
movie,
to have
it's
sex, you die.
Yeah. And you know
that's
what I mean?
happens in The Cabin in the Woods. You go out into the woods to have sex, and you die. And it's like, all right, let's turn up the fog.
Oh yeah, they turn up the lights and everything.
All right, let out the like what is it, like sex fumes, like whatever
the pheromones.
The pheromones.
Like, when they start banging, the gods start rumbling in satisfaction.
Dude, the whole like stoner thing, and then like
oh god, it's so good.
It was just funny. Even like the football in the window and like the beginning of the movie, I was like, dude, what is this corny ass movie? And then halfway through, you're like, okay, I get it. Like it's supposed to be this. Yeah. But
Chris Hemsworth smacking into the force field, though.
Oh my god, dude! I died laughing. Hilarious. That was like one of the funniest things.
That was one of his first major roles.
I bet.
I believe it. Yeah,
because after that, he got cast for Thor.
Yeah, fuck you, Thor. Dude. What a fucking life.
Yeah, crazy, right? Well, I mean, look at him, dude.
I know.
And he can act. That's the thing is he can act. He's good looking as shit. Essentially, we're standing across the room from a dark, Chris Hemsworth, a dark-haired Chris Hemsworth right now. And we just got to get him more jacked. Yep. But that's okay.
A little Trent Ace will do that.
Yeah,
dude. Actually, did you I know, dude. Just download his app. It's fine.
Yes, that's right.
Did you have you seen what the fuck is that movie he just did? Spiderhead or something? I haven't watched it. But he just
with Miles Teller.
Yeah, Miles Teller.
He does an American accent.
Who?
Yeah,
Chris Hemsworth.
What's it's called
Spiderhead.
I have not seen it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. Is that Netflix?
Yeah, it got like decent reviews, but it's looked pretty good. I kind of want to. I think
it almost reminded me of that show that Jonah Hill did.
Yeah, that's exactly. I honestly thought Jonah Hill was in it just because I was like remembering that.
What was that show called?
I can't remember.
I want to know. There was a show Jonah Hill did where you like take a pill and it makes you experience all of your like past traumas and stuff to like try and heal you of them.
Oh,
it was
very good.
Yeah, it's like
it was a limited
series.
It was really. I'll find the name real quick.
I've been cranking The Patient.
I've heard that's good. That's with Steve Carell, right?
It's crazy.
Wait, Steve Carell. I don't know if I've seen like.
No, you probably haven't, dude. He plays a therapist for a serial killer. And the serial killer goes to his.
Oh, I do know. And he kidnaps him,
puts him in his basement, and he's just like, dude, the relationship they have is nuts.
Really?
Is nuts.
Dude, that's a great idea.
And like today, I was watching it with Andrea, and we were watching it, and he went to. I'm gonna a little spoil.
Show's called Maniac, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Okay, great show.
He went to kill his dad because his dad was like the one who beat him as a kid and all this shit.
The serial killer, right?
Yeah. The serial killer went to go kill his dad, and so like he's like choking him out, and he like you see the lights about to go out, and then he like stops, And like, and this was the most recent episode. And he like goes back home and he like goes to Steve Carell and he's just like, I stopped it. And Steve's just like, oh, he's like, that's like the most progress. Like, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you and all this stuff. And he's just like, yeah, like, damn. And Steve Carell's just like, yeah. So he gives this whole speech and he's like, so you can let me go now and all this stuff. And he's just like, he's like, yeah. And he lives there with his mom. His mom knows that Steve Carell is downstairs.
Oh my God.
And
dude.
she just is like, she's like as evil as him, but not, because she's just trying to be like a loving mom. She's just like, I just want like what's best for him. Like, I don't want to see him sad and all this stuff. And it's just like, he kills everyone who pisses him off. Like everyone. But it's crazy. He's
dude, I feel like I gotta watch this.
Yeah,
he's
no,
definitely
I definitely gotta see
their relationship.
What I think is great about Steve is he's got a particularly large breadth of characters that he can play, from 40-Year-Old Virgin to although 40-Year-Old Virgin and the character he plays in Get Smart is actually pretty similar
in
a lot of ways.
Got a big beard.
Plays
it's
crazy.
It's gray. He looks like a therapist, and he never raises his voice really, but like he's just always talking like this, and it's just like very like
he's the therapist character.
Yeah, and it's just like it's awesome.
Yeah,
dude, I need to see Ted Lasso too. Not related at all, but
Ted Lasso. I have seen. Can you remind me about?
It's like a soccer team, like Jason Sudeikis.
Oh
is like
yeah. I watched all of it. Yeah.
Dude, we don't have
Super
Apple TV,
funny.
but I heard it's really good.
So it's such a feel good show. Such a feel good show. It's awesome.
Damn,
another one.
So much good stuff.
Yeah, dude. I watch everything I can.
So wait, now, I mean, so I guess like, is there anything in particular that sometimes you see about like a movie critique that you're like, I don't know if that's necessarily like, because there's the whole, like, I think sometimes what I see is like people will just be like, oh yeah, the acting was terrible. And I'm like, I don't always agree with that. Like, I'm like, you're looking at like A-list actors. Sometimes the acting is like, quote, I guess bad, but all I think about is on set, everyone was giving them the green light.
Right. And it's in the end of a multi-million-dollar feature. If it's in the final cut, it's good enough.
Yeah, it's usually
Who gives
good
a fuck
enough.
what you said?
I know.
Yeah,
I'm always
it's
but it's funny because,
but like, dude, I mean, like, people make bad decisions sometimes.
Of course,
you
I
know what
completely
mean?
agree.
It's like there is such a thing as a bad movie because of bad acting, so it happens. You know,
I mean,
yeah,
I would
definitely.
probably say most of the time, if you have an A-list actor, it's probably just bad writing. But like, look at fucking Morbius, dude.
Or have you seen Cowboys
Yeah.
versus
What I mean?
Aliens?
No, sort of. I saw some of it.
Daniel Craig, A-list actor, 007. Harrison Ford, A-list actor, fucking Star Wars. Dude, they kill aliens who steal gold from Earth.
Yeah.
And they ride
Good?
horses around. Huh? No, it's good because it's those two.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, but that's
Daniel
a case
Craig's a
of good acting,
badass.
and
That's
exactly, he's
that's
another.
a good acting, but the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
why?
Like,
Why
what
is
are we
this?
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's
Riding
my
horses, blasting aliens down
Dude,
with
no,
the hand
he has
thing.
he has like a wrist cannon that he got when he was like abducted earlier that we never saw, and like,
You know what though? I will.
dude, literally, it's like
I will say to kind of almost counter my own point is that I think sometimes what happens is someone will make it and then they forget to prove it. You know what I mean? Like there's like this, and I think I was talking to you about this the other day, where like especially in show business, you have to consistently prove it. You're never just proven. You have to show up for every role, for every opportunity, and give absolutely your best at all times. Be completely critical of yourself at every single moment. And I think sometimes what happens is you get people that have been in it and they think they've made it, and this is a good decision because I'm here.
Yeah.
And they just print it because this person has a name.
Yeah.
And the director's like, who knows what happens in the
Yeah, I mean, that's
People
just
will
like
pay to
work
see
in
it.
general. Like, you need to be doing that no matter what your job is.
And that was a great
It's
point you
not-
made when we were talking earlier.
Yeah, like you can't just like every single job is like, what have you done for me lately? Like, if it's been 2 months, no one gives a shit what you did 2 months ago.
Did you listen
This
to
is a crazy point.
what Christian Bale said on his GQ interview? You listen to that at all?
Describe it. What's up?
It was it
Curious.
was pretty interesting because like he was just like and the comments are so funny. No one knows he's English
Oh,
or Welsh or he sounds like just English.
yeah,
like,
it's because he did such a good job.
yeah, and so no one knows that like because in all his roles he's American, and so all the comments were hilarious. But anyway, he was
It's
just
true,
like,
I don't think I've seen him in a single
no,
English role.
no idea. I don't think he is in one unless it's like super old. But he was just like, yeah, everyone always thought I was like a leading man. And he's just like, I never, ever saw myself as that. He's just like, I never wanted to be a leading man here. It's just like, I never saw that. I don't know why everyone saw that in me. And he's just like, when he was doing Psycho, they were just like, if you want to play this, like if you play this character, it's a career killer. Like if you fuck this up, like you're gonna look so bad, like trying to play a killer, and it's really, really badly done. You're gonna shoot yourself in the foot like from the start.
Yeah.
And like the same thing with Batman. It's just like if you're Batman, that's it. That's your career. You're not switching characters.
Yeah.
You're Batman.
Yeah,
It's
you're
weird,
Batman
dude,
from
because
there on
like he's like the one guy for superhero movies. I feel like he didn't, and it's like totally normal.
So he was saying that, and he's just like, and like his reaction to all these people like saying like, "You're Batman, like that's all you're gonna be." He's just like, "Bring it on." He's just like, "Fuck it." He's like, "If I can't." Well, what did he say? That really stuck with me. He's like, "If I can't live up to the role, then I'm probably not supposed to do it. If I can't be Patrick Bateman from Psycho, I'm probably not supposed to do it.
Yeah.
If I can't do that well and then move on to doing a superhero and then do something after a superhero, I'm probably not good enough to play the superhero in the first place."
Ooh.
And it's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was pretty. I was just like, fuck yeah,
take.
dude.
Yeah, dude.
And so that
he's
guy's got some balls. And like, dude, the transformations he goes through for like the machinist and all everything. Everything's
And
crazy.
what was that other movie that he did? Good Guys or something?
Where he
Or
played like the super fat guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forget what that. I never saw that one.
Me neither, but I actually do really want to watch it. I heard it was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. He's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy good. Crazy talented guy.
Well, it's funny. We're actually just like, we're almost running out of time just on the card. We don't
Dude,
have
wrap it
another
up.
one.
What was I
So
gonna say? Yeah,
I want to just sort of closing thoughts.
dude. Well, just with that whole like, okay, what if like you get a big name actor? Like, what if like my first thought is like, all right, if they did shitty job acting, it's like maybe they brought in an actor and they spent like all this money and they're like, oh, let's get these two guys, and then like he's just like, yeah, I'm like more famous and successful than this director. I'm not gonna fucking listen to this guy.
Ooh.
And he just does his own thing, and they're all like, well, actually, like that's not at all what we want you to do. We want you to do this, and he's just like, no. And then it's just like you get a result, and you're just like, well, this was a fucking horrible take.
Remember one of our friends said James Franco was a giant dick on set?
Oh yeah. Who said that?
I know who.
Oh, you know.
Can I
who.
say who?
I mean, I don't
I think
know.
it was Dylan.
Oh yeah, okay. And he said that, and we don't have to say a last name, so there's so many Dylans out there.
Yeah.
But
There's only one.
there's only
But there's multiple
And his
James
last name
Francos.
is-
yeah. Wow. So yeah, because like
Dylan.
But yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
And were you sure it was James Franco? Because he was also talking about Shia LaBeouf, how like he was on set with a Shia LaBeouf movie, and Shia like did this one take that wasn't scripted, and he just tossed his body through a window that had real glass and like cut his neck and like literally almost freaking killed him.
Oh my god.
And it just, all it did
Was this recently? Because he's changed a lot.
no, this was like a few years ago.
Yeah, when he was in his drug and alcohol.
Yeah, and I
It's all
think,
fucked
and
up.
like it was this whole thing where like it just shut down production for a day. People didn't get paid.
Yeah.
He had to
Do you
go to
know
the
how
hospital.
much that cost?
It was unbelievable, and it was just something that literally didn't make it to the cut, never made it to the movie, was a worthless take, and just like ruined production just for the sake of just trying something crazy.
Yeah,
like that.
I know I've heard stories of actors like trying like things that are off script to try and like prove them. It's just like the actors make choices. That's a choice he made, but it's a stupid fucking choice.
Yeah.
And stupid choices get you stupid prizes.
Yeah,
And like the
that's
stupid
true.
prize was wasting $1 million on a day of shooting a feature film for Hollywood. Like,
Yeah, I know.
dude,
Well, he
come
found
on.
God now, so it's cool.
Yeah.
it's- everything is forgiven.
And you almost killed yourself. Not
Yeah.
to, you know.
I think the only famous moment that I can think of where something like that happened was in Django Unchained.
Oh, with
where-
the cut hand.
Yeah, the cut hand.
With-
Dude, that
yeah,
movie
the
is like
camera.
still one of like the best movies of all time.
Yeah,
It's a crazy
dude.
good movie. I actually wonder when the next movie he's gonna drop is gonna come out.
Isn't it his
He's working-
last one supposedly too?
Doesn't he say that?
Oh,
Thing?
No,
Another-
I think it is.
Since we're
officially.
talking about DiCaprio, do you want to hear what back to the GQ Christian Bale thing?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear what he said about DiCaprio?
Oh, I think I know what it is, but say it. It's
Yeah,
good.
I don't know if I told Adam this. He was just like, oh, and I also at like the end, he's like, I also want to thank Leonardo DiCaprio for giving me all these roles. You know, I'm really lucky.
Oh, because he passed up on him, right?
And because he's like any role that anyone's ever fucking gotten in Hollywood is because he said no. And he's just like any leading man thing, they always ask him first. And I'm just like, how crazy must it be to be that popular and that thought of highly that everyone goes, DiCaprio? No? 8 mil, 8 mil, 4 weeks, 8 mil, 4. No,
still no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess
that's all right. All right.
Someone else, I guess.
And then it's like Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, like Chris Hemsworth.
Has he started like a booze company yet? I feel like that's like got to be.
That's the next
what,
thing.
Leo?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think it would be out of all the boozes?
Oh,
like gin or something? Vodka?
Vodka.
Really? Okay, I could see that.
DiCaprio, dude. He probably just drinks it on ice.
It's disgusting.
Just right on the rocks.
Yeah, it seems to be the big
Olive.
thing these days is if you're famous enough, just start a liquor line.
Yeah, you become a billionaire.
But you know what confused me when I first heard when he cut his. Sorry, I'm jumping everywhere.
No, this is
from
great.
Django with DiCaprio and him cutting his hand. You know when he wipes his blood on her face?
Yeah.
So they had to I'm assuming, or was it one take? He didn't wipe his real blood on her face, right? Because they probably did the take, saw he cut his hand, and I forget. I don't know if there's a cut in there. I got to watch that scene again.
I think there is a cut.
I would never be able to slap glass like that.
There has to be a cut because
I think
otherwise he wiped his real blood on her face.
Yeah, I don't think it's a continuous shot.
It has to be.
I think there's that kind of like mid-wide shot.
Yeah.
That like, yeah. You know,
because you see him wrap his hand.
Okay, so we got 5 minutes. We're good. So I wanted to just say this is that I find it interesting that I feel like there's not a lot of rock star directors like there is Quentin Tarantino. You rewind back to like 2000 and that motherfucker was like just plowing through
it's
Hollywood.
Like him, Scorsese, Ron Howard, who's another one?
But like
James Cameron.
Were they like rock star? Like I mean,
Rob Zombie did really well for like horror genre.
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking about like Quentin in terms of when I say rock star, I mean like he was like partying with tons of women.
Oh yeah, I mean
like,
he's probably has the most amount of.
Definitely has a foot fetish.
The most amount of successful movies. Like he is a crazy.
You've seen all that shit too.
Dude, he definitely has a foot fetish, right?
Yeah. Have you seen any of these memes or anything? In all his films, there's always a close up, like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like the girl with her feet up in the car.
I never saw that, dude. I gotta watch that.
Oh, it's good. I'll totally rewatch it.
We'll go watch that right after this.
Yeah,
that's a must watch.
Yeah. How long is that movie?
It's like 3 hours or something.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
But I definitely want to go.
Yeah, but
let's go right now.
Let's go right now.
I'm starving.
Yeah, I am actually.
I haven't eaten dinner.
Oh yeah, well, we haven't either.
Oh fuck, what are we doing for dinner?
I don't know.
Shut this off.
Well, we're gonna eat it, and you're gonna go home probably.
That makes sense. Yeah.
No,
you've annoyed us long
grab
enough.
some food.
All right, well, sweet dude. I mean, it's kind of fun. It's great to have you on. I'd love to have you back just because it's fun to chat. And we'll have more bull crap to talk about. Maybe we'll do another sort of movie thing impromptu.
Yeah.
You know, what'd be kind of fun is to like review a movie.
Yeah.
Is to just like break it down and just like review it.
Oh, yeah.
that would be a ton of fun.
Dude, we could do like
that for an
oh my god, yeah.
I could do that for anything. All right, well, sweet dude. It was great having you on. Harvey, I know you don't really care about your social media, but if people want to follow you, if eventually, so if people want to follow you, do you care about that?
If you want to follow, it's Harvey_Lipman on Instagram.
That's Lipman.
LIPMAN, and then my name HARVEY. If you want to give a follow, I don't really post too much because I'd rather have you see me on TV and be like, dude, nice, and then follow me. I'd rather know that in the back of your head, or not know in the back of your head. You're like, oh shit, that was cool.
Yeah,
like, yeah dude.
People who watch TV don't use Instagram.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not huge into it.
You're gonna end up on cable, and all those old people are gonna be like, "What's an email?"
Yeah.
Literally.
All right, well, sweet.
All right,
Cheers.
cheers, mate. Bye bye.
Thanks so much for listening to Bone Apple Tea. If you like the show, please give us a follow, like, comment, subscribe, whatever it is. Tell your friends about it. And, make sure to follow us on Instagram. That's Bone Apple TV, BONEAPPLETEAV on Instagram. Thanks so much.